Hey, what's up, everyone? Invader1 back here again, and guess what? Today we got a new meatball added onto our roster. We got the Volus Mercenary, okay, the Sentinel, and I gotta tell you guys, a lot of people don't like him, but I like this little guy. Before I get into why, let's go into the build. For decoy, rank 4, I definitely recommend duration, so this puppy could last a little longer. Rank 5. I definitely recommend shock always, always. You don't need the recharge speed, guys. With shock, this thing can continue to stagger the smaller enemies like husks and even marauders once their shields are down. Rank 6, exploding decoy, guys. It causes 390 damage across 4 meters. Why would you not want that? Okay, this is just the way to go. All right. For combat drone, this is one of my favorites, guys. You guys already know from my solo with the human engineer. Rank 4, go for detonate, guys, because once this thing detonates, you have it set up this way, and you have like incendiary ammo, and this detonates next to the enemy, is going to do a lot of damage. Rank 5, go for shock. Okay, you always want to be able to shock these enemies, all right? Shock these troopers, and you have a little bit of a shocking personality. And rank 6, I gotta tell you guys, I like both of them for this guy. I like rockets. The only thing is that I always prefer chain lightning most of the time because the drone acts differently when it has chain lightning. It goes a little closer. Okay, for shield boost. Rank 4, same as usual, shields. Rank 5, regeneration. And rank 6, you're going to want protection. The same as every other Volus that you guys ever see me do, okay? For training, you're going to want... And normally I go for weapon damage in most of my characters. On this guy, though, I want to make sure that... I wasn't sure how his cooldown would be for all his powers, and they're actually all really good. So I actually went for damaging capacity to make sure that he could hold more. And rank 5, I went for shield boost because I wanted to make sure I had more shields. Hey, well, this is the way to go. And rank 6, weapon damage. This is where I get it back. Now, I didn't put any fitness on him because it doesn't quite make sense to me due to the fact that, he's got shield boost. And by the way, what I did here is I'm using assault rifle with him. So I got assault rifle rail amp and the assault rifle amp gear bonus. All right, and one thing that all right, let's get into this, guys. First of all, we did an all Volus Sentinel team, and a lot of my buddies, even the guys here, they don't like him. They did not like him. They're like, well, this guy does not do a lot of damage. He's alright. Just like they didn't like him. They were just like, I mean, we had a lot of fun here, though. I mean, we had a ton of pets, what we call them pets, in the game. But a lot of the guys were just like, oh man, I really don't like this guy. He's not like the Volus engineer. The Volus engineer is the most favorite one out of all the Voluses so far because he's got that proxy mine, he's got the recon mine. He can just do a lot, guys, and he's really really good. But anyways, with this guy, I made a little bit of a mistake in the beginning there. You saw I got dropped really quickly. Don't do that. Make sure that you're cloaking, that you're using your pets. And I'm using my first pet here, and I'm going to give you guys a few reasons as to why I like this guy a lot. So over here in the beginning I made a few mistakes, but I'm going to explain to you that, and then as the game progresses I get better and better and better. And I did play this guy one previous time, and now the time that I played him before this game was actually a platinum solo. I said, wait, before I go on, check this out, guys. Look. We have 4 pets, 4 decoys in front of the brute, and they couldn't even move. They were blocking everything. And you can do this with a Solarian engineer, guys. You can put a whole bunch of decoys in front of the enemies, and they look like they can't move. You couldn't move. It's freaking awesome. And this guy has both the combat drone and the decoy, and the recharge speed is so fast that you can constantly just keep on spamming your decoy and your combat drone. Okay, so now, I'm sorry, I had to stop there for a moment because that was just so freaking awesome. Man, poor Biggs, he kept on getting picked up. I don't know. I don't know what kept on happening. It's like the Banshee just had it in for him tonight. Or could it have been that maybe I was just getting him back for last time? Maybe that's what it was. No, it wasn't this time, guys. I haven't gotten him back yet, but I gotta get him back. Alright, so, going back to the gameplay. Going back to why I like this guy. and why, going back to the fact that I was trying to attempt a platinum solo with him again. I keep on making these mistakes. I made some mistakes in the beginning, but anyways, we hook it up. We hook it up. I do fine in the next few seconds. Now, I was doing a platinum solo, and that's kind of why it messed me up over here with in the beginning of the first wave, because when I was doing the platinum solo with him, I got up to wave 3 flawlessly, and I didn't die at all. Like, I just could not believe how great this guy is for solos. And well, I did think about it, but I just didn't realize how good he would be until I actually played him. So I did a platinum solo. I got up to wave 3, and then I quit because I felt I didn't have the right ammo type. I wanted to change the ammo type for the solo because the Banshees weren't dropping as quick, and I was doing fine. But I decided, let me quit, and let me see, maybe I'll try it, some other time, But besides, I got to give you guys a platinum solo guide sometime later. I don't know. Maybe I'll use this guy, maybe not. But for you guys who are trying to attempt your gold, your silver, your bronze solos for your challenges, this guy is really good. He's got two capabilities. He's got 2 troll capability. Okay, he's got a little decoy, all right, that can take shots, and then he's got also the combat drone that could go right ahead and stun the crap out of everything. Now let me explain this, guys. This is the way you use him. When I was using him as a solo, here you'll see it here and there, and I was telling the guys to use it in this way. What you'll notice is that the Banshee mostly ignores the decoys most of the time. Because the Banshee sees you, then she's kind of like engaged with you, like she has to come after you. So she kind of ignores decoy unless it's in a situation where she has no choice but to be on the decoy. But okay, the way you want to use the decoy is with characters like the Banshee or the Ravager. When you see the Ravager right in front of you, what you want to do is you want to pop the decoy. So in this situation, I popped the combat drone because I wanted the chain lightning to kill all the little cockroaches around the Ravager. And anyways, guys, I used to live in New York City. I'm not a big fan of cockroaches, so every time I see the Ravager, I have to kill all those roaches that the Ravager's spitting out. It's just not right. I mean, I don't know. We need an exterminator here. That's why I like the Vorcha, because they could just burn everything. I call them the exterminators of the galaxy, and that's the way they roll. But anyways, the way you want to use the decoy, okay, especially for Banshees, very important, and even Ravagers. The moment they're going to shoot at you, the moment that the Banshee's going to warp you, you're going to want to cast your decoy in front of you, and then the Banshee warp ball will hit it. What you want to do is you want to stand right behind it, like not exactly behind it, but like in the same, you're in the same line of sight of your decoy. Look at all these decoys. This is crazy. This is crazy. Look at all these decoys. But anyways, what you want to do is you want to stand behind your decoy, so when the Banshee shoots her warp ball, then it hits your decoy and it does not hit you. Now, the way I set up my decoy there, alright, the way I set up the build is not strong enough to handle more than 2 Banshee warp balls. If you guys change the decoy, and again, it's up to you guys how you want to change, on what you want to set up your character. I'm just giving you a recommendation. But the decoy, if you want to make it a little bit more tanky, then you could definitely put it, set it up so they could have more health and shields and all that. Now, a few things. A few things that don't work, obviously, anymore the way it used to is that the combat drone, alright, let me talk about the combat drone a little bit. The combat drone used to be able to, hypnotize Banshees, okay? And you guys saw that on my Human Engineer solo, how I just hypnotize Brutes and Banshees and everything. It works sometimes with the Banshee. You just got to make sure that she does not see you. If she doesn't see you, she just sees the decoy. She will kind of stay next to the decoy and start trying to destroy the decoy. So that it still works to that extent, but you have to be really stealthy about it, okay? And the same thing with the combat drone. She will go to the combat drone. She will kind of get hypnotized by it if you have to be stealthy about it, okay? So a few things that don't work anymore is that the combat drone doesn't hypnotize as much as it used to. All right, it's still a great drone. I love the combat drone, the troll drone, but it does not. It doesn't troll the Banshees the way it used to anymore. And I don't know why Bioware did that. I really don't know, because it's like it was just it's already a great power, and there was no need for that to happen. So all right, so the things that don't work, the decoy doesn't stop the banshee as much anymore either. You really have to be stealthy. The same thing with the combat drone, like they don't get hypnotized. The banshee doesn't get as hypnotized. The other enemies do. So now, who are the enemies that do get hypnotized by let's go into the combat drone first. So the combat drone works very good against the Geth, and you'll see that in this gameplay. Like every time I cast, look at all these drones. The Geth hunters. If you see a Geth hunter, pop your combat drone out. Okay, the Geth hunter will turn around to actually go for it, and we saw that a lot in this game. A lot of times, I pop the combat drone, and the Geth hunter will just go after it. He'll uncloak and start shooting and shooting and shooting. That'll give you the opportunity to start messing him up. Okay. Now, the decoy is somewhat close to that. Like the Geth will actually still go for it instead of going for you. If you kind of like put yourself out of sight, but the combat drone is a little better in doing that. Okay, it works a little better, a lot better actually. As a matter of fact, almost immediately when you pop the combat drone, you'll see it. The Geth will go after it. The pyros will go after it. The Geth hunters will go after it. The prime, he doesn't give a crap. He sees the drone, he'll fight it, he'll shoot at it, and he'll destroy it. That's what he does. But the smaller mooks, they go after it. Now the marauders. The marauders do get affected by the combat drone. You see a marauder, pop the combat drone. That's where you want to go, okay? When you see enemies that can warp you, that can do, shoot you with powers like the Banshee warp, then you're going to want to pop the decoy. So like that, you can stand behind your decoy, and the decoy can take all the hits. All right, and that's what you do with the Solarian Engineer. The same thing. You pop your decoy, and well, what'll happen is that the decoy will take all the hits for you, and you can do that with the Ravagers too. The Ravagers, you see that they shoot the three shots at you. What you do is you pop your decoy in front of you, and then you start shooting. And I didn't do it here at this moment because of my elevation, but in some instances you'll see me do it here and there. But when I was attempting that Platinum Solo just to see how this guy is, I was amazed at how that worked out so well. It worked out really well. So here we go. I did it this time, but I didn't stand behind him, which was, I don't know, I guess because I had cover over here, so I was just popping my my decoy there. And I made a mistake here, guys. This was bad. We all made a mistake here. We got a brute cornered us, and my buddy was trying to revive me instead of like shooting a missile. I don't know what happened here, and I'm just like, hey guys, we need to shoot a missile or something. I don't know, but it got a little crazy. It just got a little crazy. Don't get cornered with the little Voluses. You just don't want to do that. But anyways, you see, look at this hunter. All right, he was looking at one of the decoys over there. Like I just literally just walked right by him, and he was just like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? He was just literally like nothing. I don't know what was going on with that hunter. So look at the other hunter over there. You see, he's got a combat drone. He's just fighting the combat drone. The combat drone works really good against the Geth hunters and against the Geth pyros to actually turn around and fight it. And now, and it's freaking hilarious how later on, even in this gameplay, I was actually seeing, like, when we were popping so many of these combat drones, it was hilarious as the Guardians would have about 2 combat drones next to him, and they're like he's trying to fight 2 combat drones. It looks freaking funny. But anyways, so the combat drone still trolls, a lot of it still trolls, these small enemies like the Geth pyros, and that's great because the pyros are just absolutely horrible in Platinum. They're just evil. They're just so. I mean, their flame just destroys you. Like within half a second, you're done. You're down. So you definitely, it's definitely good that you do that you have the combat drone to troll them, and then you have your decoy to be able to take Banshee warp balls and all that. So now, why do I say that this guy is good for solos? Because if you want to really do your gold solo, your platinum solos, or your silver solos, or whatever, then you're gonna want a guy like this, because Because you'll be able to troll the enemies that are coming at you. If you're gonna do a platinum solo, you're gonna have a whole bunch of characters coming at you. You might as well, you pop a drone, or you put your decoy to handle the Banshee Warp Balls, and then you can cloak. Oh, and by the way, this is a great thing. Okay, you can try this, guys. I tried it on the solo. It's not perfect. Okay, it's not perfect, but you gotta time it right. Okay, you could actually cloak. Remember, these Voluses cloak. Their light melee is a cloak, so they're like mini infiltrators. The cloak doesn't last long, but you could aggro dump because these guys have the best cloak in the game. Meaning it does not have any damage bonuses. No, it does not. But it's a real cloak. Enemies will immediately forget about you and go after somebody else. So you can actually do an aggro dump. Okay, that means that you are taking away the attention from you and putting it to something else. Here, guys, I don't know. I got dropped by the Banshee, and I was telling everybody to shoot a missile. Nobody wanted to shoot a missile. Oh, and by the way, guys, that's why this game took long. This is a long game because nobody wanted to shoot missiles. Everybody wanted to just play, put the pets all over the place, and they just wanted to like have fun with that. So that's all good. It's fine. But I was just like, hey, guys, shoot a missile, please. And they're like, we don't need a missile. We're just gonna leave you there and whatever. So, whatever. It is what it is. So yeah, guys. Back to what I was saying. Okay, back to what I was saying. I think I was saying something important. Was I saying something important, guys? I don't know. Well, okay, what I was saying, it was important actually. We were talking about solos. So if you're doing your solos, your gold solos, your silver solos, whatever solo you're gonna handle, so you could get your solo mastery, get your banner, so you can show it off to your friends, and it might, I don't know, might get you a date, right? Show the cool banner that you got, but like, hey, what's up? Alright, maybe not, but still, besides all that, you're gonna have you want to get your solo banner and all that, and what you're gonna want, a guy like this. I mean, this guy's so good because he's got the drone that's trolling everything, and then you have the decoy which can take hits for you, and you can cloak, so you can aggro dump. Okay, the way I was saying before, it's not perfect, but you can aggro dump by popping out the decoy first, and then cloaking, and then running away a little bit. And then what that will do is that the system, the enemies determine that is the enemy that they have to go after. So they go after the decoy because you can cloak. So the moment you cloak, you are sending out your aggro to your decoy. So that was amazing because I haven't seen that before. The engineer, the Solarian engineer can actually pop a decoy, but he can't cloak. So he can't really do that. What he will usually do with the Solarian engineers, you pop the decoy and then you kind of get out of, get into cover, into actual cover, get out of sight to make sure that the enemy is just focused on the decoy. But this guy, you can, focus. You can pop the decoy out, then come back, and then, all of a sudden you can actually, cloak, and then just make sure that all the aggro goes to the decoy. Now, if you notice here, the decoy doesn't quite work that great against brutes. That's why I'm popping the combat drone, especially if you're in front of the brute. Like right here, most of the time I'm in front of the brute. They're not, they don't really get affected anymore. They used to get really affected. So what you want to do is you want to pop the combat drone, so at least the combat drone is constantly doing damage to the brutes. So that's the way you want to roll with that against brutes. You want to do that. All right. So, but in regards to what I was saying, the to the aggro dump from you to your decoy, it's not perfect, but you can actually, in a solo situation. Alright, it's much easier because then you can cloak, leave your decoy there, and all the enemies just start going towards it. So that's that's just one way. That's just one thing that you could do, and I just recommend it. And again, just you can use the decoy as a means to kind of protect yourself from Banshee Warp Balls and other hits. Now I tried it against the Atlases. Okay, the Atlas missile will like destroy the decoy. Okay. Oh, look at this, guys. Look at this. The Guardian is fighting the drone. What is he doing? What are you doing, Guardian? What are you doing? You got served. Anyways, he got served badly. But anyways, so yeah, the I'm sorry, that was just funny. That was like the second time I saw that. Before we had like I don't know if you guys caught it. It was really fast, but it was like two combat drones on one of these guys. Um, yeah, anyways, that whatever. Let me go back to what I was saying. So you could do a little bit of an aggro dump with your cloak to your decoy, and again, it's not perfect, but it is possible. Okay. The other thing is weapons. Weapons. What kind of weapons can you use with this guy? I like I like I obviously like a few of the I don't know, the assault rifles on them. So I prefer to have like well, assault rifles like the Cerberus Harrier. Assault rifles like the one that I'm using now, the particle rifle. And I know you guys have seen me play with the particle rifle with the Volus before, and that's fine. So that's why I also wanted to say, I didn't want you guys to go back and say, well, Invader, I saw that you like to use the particle rifle a lot with these little Volus characters, and I'm just gonna tell you, well, you know what, I do. And I really do. I like the particle rifle on the Volus characters because I don't have to worry about ammo, and these little chubby Volus meatballs, if they have to go around trying to find ammo boxes, it's just kind of tough because they're so tiny and they can't really take cover, and it's like I just want to make sure that I'm away from the enemies and I'm shooting them from far, right? So that's why I like the particle rifle. But guys, these guys are really good with pretty much any weapon. Okay, the Volus guys, they're really good with every weapon, and this guy especially because you're drawing away everything from you. So both the combat drone and the decoy allows you to use something even like a claymore. It allows you to use something like a Cerberus Harrier, any assault rifle you could think of. Like even the striker would actually be really good with this guy. Yes, I know, I said the striker. Guys. The striker's still a good weapon. I don't care what you guys say. I may even just showcase it one of these days, just because I don't know, because you don't like it, and I might just do it to show you guys how cool it is. But anyways, yeah, these little Volus guys are really good, and they can handle any assault rifle or pretty much any gun that you put on them. I've had guys use the SMGs on them. I've seen people use the Falcon on them. Biggs likes to use the Falcon on them a lot. You could even use something like a Claymore or whatever, guys. I mean, it's just, he's really good for that. I prefer assault rifles with him, okay? I'm not the shotguns are good, kind of like the Wraith is really good with them. So is the Claymore for some people, but it's just the Claymore's just so heavy. And so I prefer that. Even sniper rifles, guys. I've seen people have actually used sniper rifles on the Voluses because they want to kind of stay as far away from the enemies as possible. So I prefer assault rifles with this guy. That's why you see me using like the particle rifle. I've used the Cerberus Harrier with the Voluses, but I stick to the particle rifle in this situation because I really don't want to go to ammo boxes. So I was just being a lazy little Volus. I just wanted to go right ahead and make sure that I didn't have to worry about ammo boxes. So that's why I use the particle rifle. So it's not that I only recommend the particle rifle for the Volus characters. It's not that at all. It's that I preferred it for this gameplay because I didn't want to have to go from ammo box to ammo box, and I wanted to destroy everything as quickly as possible without having to worry about ammo. Sometimes I run out of ammo, you notice that I have to kind of recharge and all that, but whatever. It's all good. I still like the particle rifle. It does the job. Okay, and it's amazing, when the gun first came out, nobody liked it. Everybody hated the particle rifle, and then the Bioware did some adjustments, and it's just a really good gun right now. But yeah, it's really good. Now, little Volus guys, look at this. I'm cloaking. I'm taking out enemies. I'm putting the combat drone. I'm putting some decoys, and I didn't pay attention, and the stupid Phantom got me. Alright, so don't do that, guys. Sometimes you get focused on one enemy, and then you kind of like get tunnel vision. That's what happened there, guys. I got tunnel vision, and tunnel vision is not good. When you get into that tunnel vision, that means that you get so focused. Oh, I need to get this one character, then and then everything else will just start destroying you. Especially that there are more enemies around you. So, but what are you doing? It's like, don't just stay there, because they're gonna kill you. So that's what happened there. I got a little bit of tunnel vision, and it messed me up. All right, it really messed me up. Don't get tunnel vision. And if you do get tunnel vision, well, I'm sorry for you guys. It's a very expensive TV having tunnel vision, because I don't know, it will actually mess you up and lose you a game. You kind of want to have a certain kind of mentality when you're playing on Platinum, that sometimes you gotta also think, hey, you know what, I may not have my teammates around you. You gotta have kind of like a solo mentality to a certain extent. In some ways, I like to play the team thing. I like the strategy. I like to communicate. I really do not enjoy playing too much with people who don't communicate much, because it's just I don't know. It's like I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what's going on over here, and I'm like, it's like we're all doing our thing. And the games like that are fine. There are times that I don't even want to communicate or say anything, and whatever. But the thing is, with these characters, and when you're playing Platinum, it's good to have some kind of communication and teamwork. The games go a lot faster, and I've noticed that every time you have a team that communicates a lot, the games will go a lot faster. This game, we did not communicate much. In all honesty, we actually just went around doing things. The guys were not that into the Volus. I'm like the only one having fun with them. Everybody else was kind of quiet, like, what do we have to use this character? The only times they did have a lot of fun with it was in the beginning, and then towards the middle, where we were using decoys. So these guys, they're used to a lot of high DPS and all that. So they weren't enjoying it too much. I was like the only one really enjoying it. Now, so this guy's really good as a team player. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This little Volus can probably score very, very well. It depends on how you use them and depending on your skill level, right? But the Volus Engineer, okay, he is offensively more powerful than this guy. He is, because he's still got the recon mine. He has the proxy mine. He can debuff. He can do just so much. So if we're gonna compare the Voluses, yes, the Volus Engineer is still top dog. Okay, he's still top dog, but this guy is a really good team player. He's really good because he's got so many ways. Oh, here, I got the blood glitch. The blood glitch. Anyway, so this guy can actually be a really good team player, because look, I mean, he could just really protect the entire team from damage. And he's got a troll drone. And look at this, guys. Look. I got the drone and the decoy, and look, the hunter is just on it. He's on it, like he's not doing anything to me. Look, I put it right in the door. Look at this. Look at these guys. I'm just shooting at them. Look at the Phantom. Is not even looking at me. Look, she turns around, and the hunter too. Look, they're dancing. They're dancing with my decoy. This is freaking awesome. I was waiting for you guys to see this part. I was like, really, okay, they have to see this, so you guys can see that certain characters still get attracted heavily by the drone and by the decoy, which are Phantoms, and the Geth. The Geth they get trolled by this, which is a good thing. Is a really good thing. And I pray to God. I pray to the everything that's up there that the BioWare does not mess that up, because they've already taken away so much from these two powers. Okay, they've already taken so much from combat drone, which is already still really good, but they've taken away the ability for banshees and for brutes to get hypnotized by the combat drone the way they used to, and they've taken away the same kind of capability with the decoy. The decoy is not that great with doing that. I mean, he'll do it for some characters. So now the Phantom, as you saw, it still messes her up. The Husks, amazingly enough, the Husks kind of ignore everything. They don't really get stunned. Like they do not really get hypnotized by the drone or the decoy. And that's really weird for me. But the Husks never do, so don't think, oh, the Husk is gonna get hypnotized. It's not gonna happen. All right, it's just not gonna happen. I don't know. The Husks are very strange little characters. But some of the smaller enemies like that, they will actually get hypnotized. Now, in comparison, yes, guys. So far as of now, if we were to take a vote, I will say that the Volus Engineer offensively is still it. But guys, this guy, I will take him second. Okay, I would definitely take him second because his combat drone. If you guys didn't, I've not been looking at the feed. I have actually gotten some combat drone kills. I've actually gotten some decoy kills when decoy explodes and blows up. So on the feed, if you actually have been paying attention to that, I have actually gotten some kills with both of those powers because I have both of them set up to detonate and explode. So because of that, I have been getting some kills with it. And again, guys, this guy is a good team support character. Offensively, he can be really good depending on the weapon. That's why I kind of chose this build where I give him more weapon damage and all, because he really doesn't need the fitness. Yes, you know, you get hit and you know, I got downed a few times here because of it, but he is still really good. And mind you, you know, this is platinum, guys. We have a ton of enemies coming at us. You know, so it's gonna happen that you may get down here or there. I made a few mistakes in the beginning, but then, you know, kind of hooked myself up later. And so far, I think I was the only one who was actually trying to use missiles. Like nobody really wanted to. You know, actually, they started using missiles here and there. I don't know what was going on with the guys. They were like, I don't know, it was a strange night for everyone. Everyone was like a little exhausted. But we really wanted to check out this character and wanted to see what his capabilities were. And although I was enjoying the character, I was having a jolly good time with him. I'm like, wee! I'm like, yeah! But these guys were like, lame. Like, oh, decoy, combat drone, you know. I don't understand why these guys didn't really like him. But to me, I saw this character, and I thought he would be really good for solos and people who want to do that. The other thing is, guys, that I got a message from N7 Phantom. He's one of the guys from Germany who I messaged back and forth with, and he felt the same way I did. I mean, he actually felt the same exact way. We were just thinking the same thing. I was like, man, this guy would be really great. Like, you know, have a full team, a full squad of these guys, and you just put the decoys and the combat drones and just go, you know, grab some coffee and let them do everything, you know. So I don't know. I really enjoyed this guy. So again, guys, I definitely recommend this little Volus for solos. I know you guys are thinking you're crazy, Invader. What the hell's wrong with you? I'm not gonna go run around with this little meatball. He's got no health and shields. He's got whatever. Okay. Well, you know what? You know what? Try him out. Okay. Try him out. Just test it out on a bronze. You know, test it on a bronze. Do a bronze solo. Pop the decoy. Pop the combat drone. Cloak. You know, shoot from far, and do your thing, and you'll see. He's very good. He, especially, you know, against the Geth, against even against the Reapers, he's really good. The only thing is that the combat drone and the decoy no longer hypnotize banshees, which is really unfortunate. I mean, sometimes they do. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it does work, but most of the time it doesn't. And you know, that kind of sucks, because it was really cool to be able to stop banshees. And even then, before, when they were able to do it, it wasn't perfect, right? It really wasn't perfect. So I don't know what BioWare was thinking there when they did that. I really don't know half the things that they're thinking of when they're working at it over there, when they make these balance changes. I really don't know. But anyways, guys, before I go, we did the Volus Engineer, okay, which I'm not really a big fan of. Did get some updates, and I was a little surprised with the updates that he got to his net. That was a little surprising in comparison to the Sentinel, to the Batarian Sentinel. So anyways, I'm gonna have that video up for you guys very soon, but we still have the contest going, so submit your names, okay, by tomorrow. Alright, I will be picking out a name, or 4 names actually, 4 winners, and you guys will have a happy Thanksgiving. And that was my way of thanking you guys. I will be giving out $25 gift cards to those 4 people. And I hope you guys enjoy it for your Thanksgiving. Alright, guys? So anyways, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to put your name for the Volus Engineer. Invader 1 out.